What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and if you guys haven't already seen that there is a new ban list, yep, there is a new ban list, and Miscellaneousaurus went to 1. Yep, Konami and all the Yu-Gi-Oh players hate us. Hate us Dino players. But I'm telling you, this deck is still really good, and I'm about to show you why in today's video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing, of course, a Dino deck profile post July 1st, 2021 ban list. If you guys do enjoy these videos, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. We're going to be doing a lot of post ban list deck profiles, especially in the next upcoming days, because we are going to be filming with YGO Tony, and we're going to be doing some deck profiles here ourselves. Post ban list, perfect time for content. Let's make it happen. Guys, I'm telling you, Dino is still going to be very competitive in today's format. If you haven't already, make sure to check out all my social media. Links will be in the description below. I'm really active on Twitter and on Instagram if you guys want to check that out. Ooh, I'm excited. So let's get into the video. Okay, so to start things off for the main deck, we are starting off, of course, with triple Soul Eating Oviraptor. And yes, only one Miscellaneousaurus. It's so sad that this card is gone now to 1. Like, it's so unfortunate. Now, I don't agree with this ban. I know a lot of people do, don't get me wrong. I don't agree with this. I don't think it was that necessary, but missed to 1, the deck is still very playable. I wanted to show you guys how and why the deck is still very playable. You only need 1 for your first turn combo anyways. The only thing that changes is your grind game's a little bit worse now, but it's okay because once you make that first turn board, you're not losing the game anyways. So 1 Miscellaneous is perfectly fine. We're upping triple Archosaurus, triple Baby, and 1 Petite. So we obviously are maxing out on Arco and Baby now, and the reason for that is because without the Misc, right? So pretty much 1 Arco and 1 Baby replace 2 Misc, because Arco Baby is still full combo. So actually Arco is a really good normal summon for you now, even though OV is still your best normal summon. If you don't get to your OV, you don't open your Misc, Arco pretty much replaces it, because now Arco and Baby in hand is full combo, and that's why you wanted to max out the Baby, because you want to see the Baby as fast as possible, and Arco and Baby just does the full combo for you. So that's the only thing that's changed in this deck. It's the only thing that's actually kind of different, because now you can't combo with Misc Baby as much anymore, obviously because we only have 1 Misc. So Arco Baby just replaces Misc Baby, if that makes sense. So that's why you're playing triple Arco, triple Baby in this deck. You just want to see this combo as fast as possible. And once you do, you're winning the game. Petite Pteranodon is also just another version of Baby. So like Arco and Petite is still full combo anyway, so that works as well. Then we are playing double Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, 1 Pankatrops, 1 Giant Rex. This hasn't changed from before, like the same standard Dino lineup. The only thing again is Arco at 3 is the only thing that's really changed. It's kind of unfortunate because it makes this deck a little bit more expensive than it was before. But yeah, this Dino engine I wouldn't change whatsoever. I think this is perfect. Then for the Scrap engine, you still are playing double Scrap Raptor, 1 Scrap Chimera, 1 Scrap Golem. It's perfectly fine. I think it's perfectly fine. Again, you do your full combo regardless, and once you make that full combo, you're OTKing your opponent the next turn. You're going to set up 5 to 6 negations, and so this deck is still completely viable. And I'm gonna be honest, I think it's very underrated now with Misc to 1, but the deck is still insanely good. Okay, so that's why we're still playing the same engines here. For the hand trap lineup, we actually did cut Lancia because I don't think Lancia is as great anymore, so we are still playing triple Ash and triple Imperm, just the most basic hand traps we are playing in today's format. I think the best decks of the format are going to be Tri Brigade, Drytron, and Shaddoll Dogmatica, and so this lineup just hits all of those decks. I didn't want to play Lancia anymore. Lancia is still very good against Tri Brigade, don't get me wrong, but Drytron and Shaddoll being in the meta right now, I don't think Lancia is worth playing in the main deck. In the side deck, for sure, play your Lancias, but in the main deck, I think this is just perfectly fine. If you guys don't have the budget for Imperms, you can play Infect Village instead. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, Imperm is what we're playing here. I think it's just the best hand trap lineup, and that's really it for the monsters slash hand traps. Again, the only thing that's changed is the Archosaur Baby, but again, the combo is still perfectly fine. It's the exact same combo I've been showing you guys before, because Arco Baby is full combo still. So after the spell cards, we are playing triple Lost World still, as well as 1 Terraforming. This is obviously not going to change. Lost World is insanely powerful. We all know how strong this card is. And then even with the Archosaur, if you open Archosaur Lost World, you're in a good position as well. Obviously, you want to open a Baby with Archosaur, but I'm just saying, like, putting the token on your opponent's side of the field can be so devastating sometimes. So Lost World, of course, you're still playing at 3. Still double Evolution Pill. You need to search it with your Archosaur, so you need to still play double. Triple Fossil Dig, of course, searches you into your Baby, searches you into your OV, searches you into the Archosaur. 1 Call by the Grave, of course, you don't have Misc anymore, so you need to open this as much as possible. possible. If you can be Saki and open this every single hand, you're a god, because Call by the Grave is so extremely strong now. So you need to be playing triple Call by the Grave, triple Pot of Prosperity. Now I don't have Prosperity, so we are proxying with Extravagances right now, but these should be Pot of Prosperities. Trust me, Pot of Prosperity is so good in this deck. If you open really, like, not bricky, I would say, but really awkward hands, Prosperity does fix that for you. So you're obviously playing triple Prosperity. Prosperity is also really good because we are going to be main decking Solemn Judgment now. I think Solemn Judgment in the main deck is insanely good. What happens is you don't lose to something like Dark Ruler No More anymore with Judgment in the main deck. So pretty much if you have your full combo and you open Judgment, your board is actually unbreakable at that point, because at that point what happens is Judgment stops Dark Ruler and you're going to have 5 or 6 negates on the board anyways, so your opponent's not going to be able to play through your board. So that's why I wanted to put Judgment in as a backup to all the negation, the combo that you're going to be doing. And Prosperity is really important because now if you have Prosperity, you can dig into your Judgment after you do your full combo. You dig into your Judgment and boom, now you have full combo plus your Judgment. So that's why this deck is just still so very relevant. I still think it's very good, and that's really it for the main deck. It is a 41 card main deck. Moving into the extra deck here, we are playing 1 Apollo as well as 1 Boral Sword. Again, I say this in all my videos, you can play Access Code instead of the Boral Sword if you wanted to. I personally just like the Boral Sword in this deck a little bit more, but Boral Sword or Access Code is perfectly fine. Again, the only reason I like the Boral Sword a little bit more is because you don't tend to link summon that much in this deck outside of the Apollo or outside of the Scrap Wyvern, so that's why I really like the Boral Sword instead. However, obviously you can still make Access Code because technically you could just do the extra step and make a Unicorn then make Access Code. So again, that's possible as well. I just don't like making that extra step and just losing to something really random. 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, of course. These cards are pretty much mandatory in every deck. It's a toolbox, right? You definitely need to be playing these. 1 IP. IP is really good in those really awkward hands, or if your opponent opens a hand trap to stop your plays. IP is really good because what ends up happening is you can end up making an IP with a Logia a lot of the times, or IP with a Dolka, and then now you're going to have 2 monster negates or like a spell and trap negate, plus you're going to have the IP, and then you make the IP into Unicorn, so you get another disruption. So IP is really good in that sense. We are playing 1 Scrap Wyvern. Scrap Wyvern, of course, is for your combo. 1 Pentastag. This is just going second. You can OTK with this card really easily. 1 Link Karibo, of course. 1 Secure Guard now. Especially now that we're playing triple Archosaur, these are actually very important. You're going to make these a lot of the times. You're going to notice that if you open Archosaur in your hand without a baby, it becomes kind of awkward, right? But what ends up happening is if you open like an Archosaur plus any other like random Dino monster in your hand, like let's say you open a Giant Rex in your hand, right? You can pop that Giant Rex still, search Pill, and at least this way you can still end on a Conductor in your first turn board, but you have to be playing these, of course. That's why you're playing them. 1 Borderlord Savage, of course, you're going to be playing this. It's just part of your combo. Double Logia, I always really like double Logia, especially in the mid to late game. Making a second Logia is very important. It happens a lot, and it does come up a lot. So that's why I'm playing double Logia. We're only playing 1 Dolka because Dolka is very redundant with Apollo, especially in your first turn combo when you make Apollo. There's no point of making a Dolka with it because you're already going to have 3 negates on the Apollo for monster negates, so that's why I like to make the Logia instead. But Dolka is still pretty good, especially in those matchups you know that monster negates are just going to win you the game anyway, so you can just make Dolka there instead. And of course, you're playing 1 Tornado Dragon and 1 Abyss Dweller. This is pretty much it for your extra deck. It's the same extra deck that I was playing before. Nothing really changed. Again, the only thing that changed in this deck is Miss going to 1, but Miss going to 1 is still perfectly fine because you can still full combo with this deck. The only thing is it does lose a little bit more to hand traps now because you're not going to be opening Misk as much as you were before. But again, the deck is still very powerful. It still does what it wants to do. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope you guys can see with the profile that Dino is still very much playable. The combos that I showed you guys before, or just Dino combos in general, are all still very playable and very relevant. The only thing is changed is it's a little bit more fragile, but it's perfectly fine. That's why we decided to main deck the Solemn Judgments, because this way it gives us some more backup protection. But if you guys enjoyed, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below. I want to hear what you guys think. But again, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That's Spanko signing out. Peace.